I love that.
Mhm.
That's a really good one. Good for grounding. I'm recording already.
Perfect. We entered the time portal, baby, where just time is
Yeah.
illusory, it doesn't exist.
Welcome to Openly Spoken, the podcast to help you show up, speak out, and be seen. Here you'll get to eavesdrop on connected women's conversations about self-love, confidence, healing, relationships, creativity, and more. I'm your host, Celia Antonio, and I am your guide to getting you grounded into your body, feeling your full spectrum of emotion, and expanding your fullest self-expression. I also pop in here from time to time with solo episodes where I give you tips, tricks, and resources like meditations, visualizations, and all the things to get you grounded, to get you to feel, to get you to alchemize, and to get you to expand and express yourself fully. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I invite you to now put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath, set a tone for how you want to be as you show up for this podcast, take what resonates in this podcast, leave out what doesn't resonate, and take some time to reflect and to contemplate. And if there's anything in the podcast you want to chat about, you can always reach out to me on Instagram at selfexpressbabe. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's get started. Hello, welcome to Openly Spoken. My name is Celia, and I am so excited about today's episode. In today's episode, this is going to be a compilation of past guests I've had, and also guests that you haven't heard from yet because their episodes are releasing this season. And this is a compilation of all of these lovely women answering the question, what is your favorite part about being a woman? So I've been secretly planning this episode for a while, that it would come out today on Women's Day 2023. And in the show notes below, every guest that is speaking is listed in order. Every guest, if you are watching the YouTube video, all has their handles and their names so that you can go and find them. And in the caption below, I have a little bit of information about what they do. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Happy Women's Day. And now let's get into this beautiful episode. What is your favorite part about being a woman?
There's so much. But I think, the two things are like my women heart connection and like that fullness of like leaning into really being led by our hearts. I know this is available to anyone, but that for me as a woman and my womb. And with my womb, I mean, there's so many elements there, but the picture I'm getting, my ovaries are just covered in flowers and releasing seeds, and into the womb space is just this, gorgeous garden. And whether that gets, whatever that looks like, whether that seed gets fertilized or not, just the aliveness of that.
I have a friend who posted a picture of her baby once, and she put in the caption, like, "This is my womb fruit."
So cool.
What you said made me think of that.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite part about being a woman? I usually keep that one for last, but that just came out.
I think my favorite part about being a woman is just like the luscious sensuality that is available to me. And, it's like tapping into the primal, tapping into the deeply sensual, tapping into this silky softness, that is just, it's like an energetic cream that you just want to put on your finger and lick. I love feeling that and being like the embodiment of that and being able to embrace that, and it's been something I've really explored in the last 5 years, especially, just how to like the warriors always felt more comfortable for me growing up, being like a fighter and me against the world and like that kind of energy. And so embracing my softness has been a new edge in my archetypal understanding, and that it's okay to be soft and it's okay to be like luscious and silky and um, yeah, and that as a woman I get to experience like, I mean, heck, we get to have multiple orgasms easier than our divine counterparts,
Yeah.
and it's built into our biology. And so being able to be an embodiment of that and then share that with others has been really fun and beautiful.
My favorite part about being a woman is honestly the process of learning how to, I want to say, like, be more feminine, like coming into or having a balance between my masculine and feminine sides and energies behind it. But definitely the process of learning how to be more in my feminine essence and how to be more open and receptive and nurturing. Yeah, really leaning into like the softness in me.
What is your favorite part about being a woman?
I think just so like how inherently sensitive and intuitive we are. It's just such a natural like part of our true nature. And yeah, and I think, for a long time I didn't like my feminine, or I felt such like discomfort, or I felt like it was like equated like weakness or just people preying on me and taking advantage of me. And so I really resented my feminine for a long time. And now it's kind of been, the last few years have been this journey to kind of reconnect with that side of myself and integrate that side. And so I'm really just finding so much appreciation and beauty too, and like the feminine body, and like just so like soft and like really like a work of art. And
Oh, that's beautiful. And then last question, what is your favorite part about being a woman?
I think my favorite part about being a woman is movement, and I'm not sure if that translates, but the way that I move my body that I've like really been coming into recently has been so expressive for me. So I guess I would say expressing through my body is one of my favorite parts about being a woman, because I think we are just like naturally very expressive through our bodies.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about being a woman?
Oh my God. I love this question. My favorite part about being a woman is the wildness, like just the unfettered, creative, wild, sensual flow that just like courses through our veins. I don't know what
I love that. The
It's
wild
so
woman archetype that we all have.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, of course, the nature gal loves being the wild woman. I'm just like, I just want to like ride a horse on my like 1,000-acre ranch. Okay. That's all I want.
Sounds awesome. I always tell my husband that I would love to live somewhere where I can like just ride a horse to the grocery store.
I love
like ride a horse to do my errands, because it's like a small town or something. Like, that sounds
yes.
beautiful.
See you there.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I discover this place.
For sure. I'm trying to create that place. Honestly,
Ooh.
that is the vision. Totally.
Yeah, I'm in. Let me know where I can apply for membership or however it works. And then, what is your favorite part about being a woman?
Let's see. Gosh, there's so many juicy things that I love about being a woman at this point in my life, which I never thought I would say. I used to always try and be the guy's girl. But
same.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I love how intuitive women are. Like, you know, the way that you and I are connecting through this conversation. I'm part of a women's group that I was in circle with them this morning, and it just feels so good. I feel like the way that we're able to connect from our heart and our intuition and like our body, like there's just so much power in that. I feel like women are just truly so gifted in that way because we are this channel of new life. We like literally birth new life onto the planet. And so, yeah, I think I just love the feeling, the emotion, the compassion, the intuition. There's so much there that I love. But yeah.
That's such a
Oh, favorite part about being a woman. This answer has probably changed a lot in the last couple of years, but I think now my favorite part of being a woman, especially now today, is doing things unconventionally and breaking the glass ceiling. Because I think a lot of times, you know, we have examples of like what it is to be a woman that have been a little bit outdated. But now I think being a woman has changed so much. And, you know, we're seeing women be breadwinners and, you know, be CEOs of, you know, massive companies. And I don't know, I think it's just so incredible to be a woman today. And I just love being a part of that.
Yeah. And then last one, what's your favorite part about being a woman?
Wow, that's a big one. Probably it's something that I haven't experienced yet, but I'd say that we can create life.
Question, what is your favorite part about being a woman?
Oh, my favorite part of being a woman is that we get to be all of it. We get to be the soft and tender, but we also get to be like the lioness. We get to be the sensual, the beautiful, but we also get to be the messy and the chaotic one. We get to be all of it. And I love it. I love that there's so much to us that we're not we're not to put in a box. It's impossible to put a woman in a box. It's impossible. And that's what I love about it.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about being a woman?
Oh wow, I love that one. Oof, I can already feel like almost some tears, you know, inside, because it's been a really really long journey to actually love that, and it's still in process. But I would say my body. My body, because I hated her for so long, so many parts of her, like everything was wrong with her so much. And yeah, literally it can still bring tears to my eyes, both for myself as well as all of us, how much we hate our bodies.
Yeah.
But learning to love her, to find pleasure through her, to find my intuition through her, to find, you know, my answer to my life's questions through her, yeah, it's huge. I'm super grateful to her, to my body, that she's still with me in spite of all the harsh words I've told her, and in spite of all the like burning her out, literally like ignoring her for so long that I burnt her out. And yeah, I guess that's why. And also in my burnout, I said, okay, I'm gonna listen to you now. It's gonna might not be easy, and I might fail at it sometimes. But that for me is again that gateway to awakened living, to listen to the wisdom of your body, and step by step, everything is gonna flow from there. She's not our enemy. She's just here to lead us to our highest path, our biggest potential, and our soul. And it's a journey that I'm still on, and I'm learning so much every single day. But I'm grateful for the ride.
Oh, the first thing that came through was about radiance, just welcoming and embracing my radiance and my emotionality, my bigness, my expression. These feel like qualities of the divine feminine that
I've done a lot of work to really step into, to land in confidence and empowerment. And so, yeah, just the ability to be my fullest self and allow that radiance to be magnetic, to trust in my essence, to be all that, to be enough.
What is your favorite part about being a woman?
Oh. I just felt like a huge like opening like in my belly when you said that. Oh, there's so many things, but the first thing that's coming up for me is just like it's this like creative force that we have. Like I think like being a woman like is so like connected with our cycles, the moon cycle, right? And carrying a womb, which in some sort of way like it's the absence of it is like it's that space in the body. It's space in the body.
Yeah, and it's empty most of our lives.
Yes,
we're not
and
pumping out babies all the time.
Exactly, and it's empty most of our lives. And yeah, it's the void. It's the void in which all things are created. And that is just such a beautiful aspect of the feminine. And that being a woman or a womb carrier, that we are innately generally, I'm speaking in generalizations, that we are generally innately called to being that creative energy, or being the void in which creativity comes from, and ideas, and so much of that, so much of the beauty that just manifests into the world. And
what is your favorite part about being a woman?
Oh, wow. This is such a good question. There's so many answers to this question. What is my favorite part about being a woman? Well, first of all, just having like a pussy and like a yoni and a womb space, that's fucking badass. I love it. I love it. It's like literally the portal to God, to the universe, to life. Like it literally, I'm like, well, we just carry that in us all the time. I love that, and I love being a woman. And I was just actually reflecting on this over the weekend, because I went which I was touching with you earlier. Like I went on this retreat in Boulder for this dojo immerse program that I'm in. It's a sisterhood with like, I think there was like 9 or 10 of us, and like the power and honor that like it is to be a woman is incredible. And also that like the magic that happens when a bunch of women come together is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. And when we can come together with our own prayers and our own intentions, but then also a collective prayer and collective intentions, and the power of our pure hearts and presence and deep care, like I see you. I mean, that is such a gift. So like sisterhood has been such a gift to me, and like being surrounded by other powerful women has been such a gift, and it's definitely been triggering as well. And like there's some wounds there, but through being in it, because it's only while you're in it that you can see it, you can really start to heal it and transmute it and transform it.
And I'm just blown away by the pure unconditional love that I get to be met with by these other incredible women, and like women like you. And like, I really feel like you deeply care about me and my success and my well-being and my joy and my creativity. Like, I care about you, like, and all of us rising. And that's not just for women. Like, I care about that for men too. But there's something about there's something about woman and other woman, and just knowing that we're both women, and it's just like, yes, like, I see, like, there's something about it, is I don't know how to put words to it, but my body feels it, and it feels so good, and it's such a gift. And I feel like we're just so intuitive and like really creative and juicy and loving and infinite and limitless. It's such a gift to be a woman here and to feel and to invite ourselves and other people into deeper and deeper love. I mean, anybody can do that, but I really feel that strongly as a woman. Like, I feel that in me, and I'm a woman, so just like, that's just, I love that about myself and about being a woman.
My heart is vibrating, like, perceiving those words. I'm just like, yes. What is your favorite part about being a woman?
I got chills like with the question. It was like so nice. And my favorite part about being a woman is the magic and the mystery. Like, we're so magical. We're portals of creation. We're vessels for creation. And we don't need to do anything to create. Like, the ultimate metaphor is like being a mother, like our bodies are capable of creation, not because we do something. Like, when it's not like we're like, okay, and now let's connect the semen to the egg, and like, we're gonna do it like that. Like, it just happens. And then
we literally receive the semen.
Exactly. And then our body creates life, right? Like, that to me is like one of the ultimate metaphors for how the magic and the mystery of being a woman is the fact that we don't need to do something to be these magical portals of creation. We just simply are through our existence.
And then the last question is, what's your favorite part about being a woman?
My emotions. A paradox.
Beautiful.
Most people could be like, my emotions are really crazy. And yeah, indeed they do. But being able to feel them with the intensity that we are, it's just amazing.
To do, like, we are in the most, like, I know it's going to probably be weird to say that, but it's never been so, we've never been so free as women or as human in the world. And I'm not saying everywhere in the world is the same, but it will never be, it's a golden era for being a human, because most of us, I'm not saying all of us, have food on the table, have water or clean water to drink, and we have enough time to think of like, okay, my basic needs are met, what's next, and like climbing the ladder of like of empowerment, of self-fulfillment. But at the time, even making dinner took 5 hours. It's like, what do you have time to do? Oh, I'm going to listen to an Audible. There were no Audible. there were no access to that. So it's just the whole, like, we were like, people were modeling from other modeling. So it was just like, it was skewed by the beginning, and it was not just because of men. It was the whole society saying that should be the way.
And then, what is your favorite part about being a woman?
I heard my yoni, that's how I'm going to say that, like the reception part, and also the leading movement that's happening in the world. And not the feminist way, it's the future is female, but future is female is like the sexual power of women is rising, so we can actually own the place that we are always been designed to have, in the most nurturing, loving, and caring way, which is going to shift the world entirely differently. If it's led by a woman,
the world would be definitely different. It's not even a question, unless she's wounded and she leads from the masculine.
What's interesting about that is like when a baby is born, their leader is mom, you know, like you have kids, you know, I don't have kids yet, but I've done a lot of babysitting and I used to work in a daycare. And when dad is there, it's like, yeah, okay. But like most babies, they want mom, you know, mom is.
I have 3.
We're all, yeah.
Sometimes like, go to
I
dad.
bet that's tiring.
Yeah, it's just like, mom. It's like, oh, mom. Now grab this word. I want to change this word. I don't want this word anymore in my life. But yeah, it's just, I love my kids. It's just like sometimes the moms can be sage 5 times in less than a minute. So it's a lot.
Oh,
but yeah, I get you. And it's a beautiful analogy. You're right.
What is your favorite part about being a woman?
Whoo! There's so many. I love the variety in which I get to express myself as a woman. Like, I love the possibility to play around with makeup and clothes and the way I can move my body. Like, there's no shame in the game, you know? Like, just try it all on. I love that ability and that possibility to merge and transform and shift, and that, like, you get to be everything. I love the possibility of expressing myself in many ways, and everything gets to be and be received, and it's just so fucking sexy. Yeah.
And I never realized that until you said that like men don't get that same variety. Like, if a man wants to wear a dress to work, everyone's gonna be like, you okay? Like, they make it mean something when it's just fabric. It's just fabric.
Yeah.
It's very interesting what we like make things mean. Again, goes back to why like being a human is so silly and hilarious.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, but I love that we evolved and that we were able to heal that and allow and created that possibility for us to be able to wear pants and be able to dress however we want and be like, that's cool.
What is your favorite part about being a woman?
My favorite part about being a woman, although I'm not a mother yet, I find it very, very amazing that we can create life. And I saw something really cool on Twitter the other day, actually, where it was like, we bring souls into bodies. And I was like,
ooh,
whoa, that's deep. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. And it's so true.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're the first safe place, you're the first home for a child. And even in having a child, there's so much responsibility in that. Of course, you need 2 people to make one, but we're the ones who are really offering up our bodies as that place for them to grow. And I think that's really cool. And that we have like moon cycles and we're so connected to the moon. And, you know, right now my period is like totally synced with the moon. It's really, really funny. But I think that's really cool too.
Yeah. I wonder too, if you've always felt that way about your cycle.
No.
Yeah. Same.
Definitely not. No.
Same. Like that was one of the things, like how I mentioned that there was no communication in my household. I never got to talk about what was going to happen to my body.
You didn't?
No, I just learned from a video at school.
No. But like for me, it wasn't much better. I think I got my period really, really early. I was either like 8 or 9. And my mom was saying, well, now you can get pregnant, so don't let any boys touch you. And I was like, okay. And that, even
then
that,
a boy touches your shoulder and you're like, I'm pregnant.
Exactly.
What is your favorite part about being a woman? Ooh. I saved the juiciest one for last.
Yeah. I think this answer probably changes a lot, depending on when you would ask me. But right now, I think I would say reclaiming so much of what has been used against me as a woman, and kind of reclaiming aspects that have been demonized or made to seem dirty or bad, like really leaning into like menstrual cycles, for example, and like the power of the period and things like that. I've just loved that whole journey of like learning my body's natural energy cycles and how to harness the creative cycles of energy that my body goes through in conjunction with those cycles. And, you know, things like I was taught that my period was an inconvenience, it was embarrassing, it was shameful, it was something that I was supposed to hide and preferably get rid of by taking a pill or, you know, implanting something within me. And I've done both of those things. And so taking that back has just been so liberating. And I've loved that. And I think healing the witch wound is another one, and that kind of came hand in hand with coming out of the broom closet, like the tarot closet, you know, like sharing with the world that I use tarot cards, even though I don't use them in the traditional way that some people might call witchy, but like really, like I've had that term used against me when people learn that I use it, and I'm like, thank you, please call me that again, you know. I'll embrace that term if that's what you want to call me, because I you know, I've done a lot of deep historical digging as part of my own reclamation journey on, you know, what is the witch thing about? Like if I'm delving in the world of tarot and talking with people who are in this world, I want to be educated on, you know, what does it mean? And witches were healers.
Yeah.
Were and are. And powerful women, intuitive women, medicine women. And you know, if you want to call me a witch, I will say thank you. And
same.
there's like some rage in there too. Like I don't, this is a whole other can of worms, but it almost feels ancient. Like
it is.
Doesn't come from me, like it comes from people before me or past versions of me. I don't know. But like really almost not spitefully, but very assertively / aggressively owning that kind of mysticism and mystery that comes with being a woman.
And then what is your favorite part about being a woman?
I'm like allowing myself to connect with that piece of me right now. It's the ability to access softness and vulnerability and leading with that and learning what it means to lead with that and feel like I belong in a room in my softness, in my vulnerability. That's what I love about being a woman.
My favorite part about being a woman is that I am multifaceted, I'm multidimensional, and I can show up how I want to.
I love that.
Okay. My initial reaction, my first reaction was my vagina. But my secondary reaction is my womb space. I'm grateful for all of that comes with being able to hold all of the things that a womb does, including birthing my 2 children. But it doesn't define me. And I guess what I mean by that is that, I'm going to mangle this. I don't think that you need a womb space to be a woman.
Yeah, for sure. I agree
And
with you.
so I guess what I'm trying to say is that for me, it's the idea of the womb space, and that it's my power center. And I'm still working with it and learning a lot about it. And I'm older, but that would be my answer. And boobs are cool.
They are, right? They're the best.
Oh my God. If you've taught me nothing else, Delia.
What is your favorite part about being a woman?
You know, we're talking about the divine feminine, and I think women have easier access to that divine feminine. I was talking about how we're disconnected from it, but I think our ability to reconnect and to tap into that is easier. And when we do, it sounds super cheesy, but we connect in with our power and our glory and all that we can do to support and love and be who we are, shine, right? To shine. I think that's the key for all of us for shining is as women is tapping into that divine feminine.
Yeah. And I think I know both of us don't serve men with our work, but I've realized lately that like men need this connection with divine feminine as well, because a big piece of feminine energy is like being able to emote and being able to cry. And like we have these messages in the world that are like, boys don't cry. And we have, oppression for them. And as women, we get that space to cry to our friends without our friend being like, oh, whoa, like, men don't normally have that same space in our society. And I think that's slowly shifting as women are able to connect more with the divine feminine, because we're becoming more powerful to be able to hold space. And I think I feel like I'm like all the words are like coming to me as I speak. I think that as more women start to really ground and embody this divine feminine, that men will start to feel safe to connect with their feminine side. And I think that will lead to a whole new layer of like collective awakening and a pivot in how society is.
Yeah, I think you speak to what I was nuancing with my words when I said women have it easier.
Yeah.
It's easier path for us to tap into the divine feminine because of the cultural structures for all of us, but particularly for men that keep them from feeling safe in tapping into that.
For me, it is the ability to be a mother. Because I feel like without that, I wouldn't have had the transformation that I had.
Yeah.
The perspective that it gave me. And more recently, finding out all of the inner workings of how our bodies are connected to like other realms, just because it's like what we can do is so powerful. Like I know that men have their own thing, but for us it's like we literally have the ability to bring other lives into this world. And man, I don't know that it gets better than that. But I mean, I know there's plenty of people, and I honor people's decisions to not have children, but for me, personally, that's my that's it for me.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Openly Spoken. I know that there's an abundance of content online, so I really appreciate you giving me your ears today. If this episode shifted something for you, please share this with a friend and/or write us a podcast review if you're listening to this on iTunes so that more people can find this. If anything shifted for you from this episode that you want to have a conversation about, I would love to hear from you. Just send me a DM over on Instagram at selfexpressbabe, and that is in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.